What's happening, guys? Welcome back. I'm Jazz and we're back working on the Renault Trafic again today. If you're new to my channel, I'm building a 2014 Renault Trafic, turning it into a camper van, and it appears that Christmas has come early, well, for the camper van anyway. So yeah, I've ordered a load of stuff. It's all for the electrical system, which I've been putting off for a while because it's a bit daunting to me.
Hey, wait. What?
I've never done something on this kind of scale before. So what we're going to do in this video is take a look at what I've ordered, unbox it, talk through it to my understanding of it all anyway. Later on in the video is we're going to get it all out of the boxes, lay it on the floor and do some kind of bird's eye view circuit diagram of it, of what it's going to look like, sort of, or how it's going to be wired up once it's in the van. Right, first up we got some 240 volt wall plug sockets. So yeah, just gone for a double socket, so there's all the bits of it. I don't need any more than a double for what I want it for. We got some reading lights. So these are gonna go in the bed area. I believe that it's touch sensitive, that's how it turns on. And there's also a USB socket in it as well to charge your phone up if you need to. So, and you can see they twist and stay wherever you point them. So I've got two of them. Whether I use the two or not, I don't know. Triple bank of switches.
Mercury switches, kaplooey, that's heavy shit.
So these will probably go up here somewhere, so you can easy access to them. And they'll be for the interior lights, the rear spotlights, and the third one, I don't know, the fan, the ambient lighting. Got some ambient lighting, speak of the devil. LED on a reel, warm white. I don't really know the specs of it. Again, like I said about the solar panel and the spotlights and stuff, I tried my best to go for ones with the most positive reviews. It seems these are even harder again to get ones that don't have negatives on them. Did the best I could. So how long they last, who knows? We might get a month down the line and some of them start turning off. But we shall see. Next thing I've ordered, USB sockets. So there's two of them, come with some wiring as well. And you got a little cover, and you slot them through, screw the thing on from the back to secure it, and they got two USBs on them, a little illuminated ring as well. And then last thing in this bag, like the triple bank of switches, these are just all individual ones, big bag of them. So these can go up the front by the side door for the lights by there and stuff. You need some kind of fuse or breaker for the solar panel. So I've gone for breakers. So that's a specific solar breaker because it's got all the right connections on it. And you also get some more connections there. Screws, leaflet, and I think that's a spanner to tighten them up. I have got two fuse holders there and 200 amp fuses, which are there, and then I've also got think they're in this box. What is called a mega fuse. So there's the holders for it. 2 of them. And the fuses are 250 amps. So I got a pack of them. So that's my fuses taken care of. Now we got more breakers as well. And I believe one of these is a 50 amp and one's a 40 amp. And like I said, this is just going off my research online. I don't understand what I need. So there's a breaker there. Some people choose to just go for fuses all the way through. Some people go for breakers. In my eyes, a breaker sounds more common sense, because if something blows, then it just trips the breaker. You can sort it out, whatever the problem may be, and then flick the breaker back on. Rather than you could be stuck in the middle of nowhere and you've run out of fuses and then you can't get it back up and running again. This is fuse box. So this is for all your little ancillary things that come off of your power system. They go into there. So you've got all your little tiny amp fuses, like 5, 10, 15, 20. And obviously if you do run into a problem, you need to isolate the system that you're working on. So you need isolation switches. So I got 2 of them. I think that's all I need. Something a bit more special now. Start getting into better stuff.
Oh, this is artwork. This is goddamn artwork.
Well, you like it?
No, you don't get it. This is real pro stuff.
So because I've gone for the Renogy solar panel, I've gone for a lot of Renogy stuff just to keep it all the same brand really. So it looks better in my eyes, and yeah, it's all going to work well together. So this is the battery monitor. Does what it says in the tin. Monitors the battery, and then you hook that up on view somewhere in your van, and you can see how well your battery's doing. So that's that. I actually expected that to be a lot bigger, but it's probably better than this smaller. You got that, and then this heavy thing is, I assume, some sort of like bus bar. I don't know. And then you've got a little bit of wiring with it. Big bit of wiring with it as well, big loom. And the instructions. So that's my shelf. Obviously that's the bed area. The shelf is on the other side of that. So I'll probably put that battery monitor on this side, just so that the illumination that it gives off, I don't know whether it stays on illuminated at all times, I'm not sure, but if it does, you don't want that looking at you while you're sleeping, because, well, it might keep you awake. So okay, now we're getting on to the more serious stuff, or more expensive stuff, shall we say. These are all Renogy again. The first one we got is the battery charger that sends power from the vehicle alternator and the vehicle starter battery, and sends it to your leisure battery. So we've actually got some stickers, which is nice, and obviously paperwork, a little bit of wiring. Now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the new model from what I've seen online. So they've updated them. What's updated, I don't know. But yeah, there's your DC to DC charger. And well, that's basically it really. Got some LEDs on front and a button. Then your other form of charging is because you've seen we got the solar panel, we need to direct that power somewhere. So there's the paperwork. We got some more stickers again. We got a Bluetooth module with this one, some wiring, and then we got some brackets and stuff there. And then, yeah, this is your solar charge controller. And then the last thing we got is an inverter. And we got plenty of stickers going, fair play. Again, by Renogy, we got power lead there. And then we got some more wiring, some big heavy duty cables and a switch. And then that's the inverter. If you don't know what an inverter is, then well, I don't know why you're even bothering watching my video, to be honest. But anyway, it converts 12 volt power into 240 volt power basically, and so that's for things you're gonna plug into a normal like household plug socket. These come in all different powers, or outputs rather, so you need to know what you're gonna be wanting to plug in first and what powers those appliances draw. I'm not gonna be using a lot of stuff that plugs into those sockets. It's probably just gonna be a drone charger and the camera charger really. So I've just gone for 1000 watt. That might even be overkill for what I need, but there's ones that are 1500, ones that are 2000. I'm not sure if they go higher than that. So yeah, you need to work out what you want to be plugging in to know what size inverter you need then. And then the last part of the system, and it's all the way over here because I couldn't be arsed lugging it about because it's bloody heavy, is the leisure battery. Now I've already opened it, and it's by these guys at Expedition Plus, and it is, I believe, 150 amp hour. Whoops, I'm not sure what that means there. There's the model, and yeah, there's the rest of the info there. It's an AGM one, and it's bloody heavy. So if we look at that, according to that, it's nigh on 40 kilos, and yeah, I can believe that. She's heavy. Now I'm not even sure if that is too much for my system, because there isn't a lot in my camper van that needs power, but it's better to have too much than not enough, I suppose. So from this van we can work out, with the help of the battery monitor, how much like power we're using once we start going on trips and stuff, to then work out if that battery is too big for this size van, and on our next van we can get a smaller model, or if we add more stuff to the van that requires power, we can just go for the same size battery again. Now obviously I haven't got a clue how well any of this stuff performs. I haven't used any of it before ever, so whether they're any good or not, I don't know. These Renogy things by here all had pretty good reviews. You're gonna have to click on the subscribe button and keep following my videos basically, so you can see reviews on all this stuff at a later date when I start going out on trips away in it. Anyway, this makes sense. So now the next thing to do is get all the components out of the boxes. I've got a big sheet of paper laid out on the floor, and we're going to put all the components on the floor. Haven't got the wiring yet. That's something I'm going to have to order. So what we can do is once they're laid out, we can then draw with black and red pens how they're all going to be set out and connected up, theoretically. Okay, I got my little, well, big wiring diagram set out on the floor now. Let's dive right in. So a few things to point out. Obviously I can't put the solar panel on the floor because it's bolted to the top of the van, and my bus bars haven't turned up yet. For some reason everything else arrived within like 2-3 days, and these are turning up in, it's taking 2 weeks or more. And we haven't got the van battery because it's in the van, so this is just one I've had lying around. So that's pretending to be the van battery, the OEM starter battery. So if we start off, we've got a leisure battery there, and coming out of the negative side, we go to, that is what is called a shunt, I believe. And that comes with the battery monitor. So the negative goes to the shunt, and then a wire comes off of that to the battery monitor, and a positive comes off of the battery as well and goes to the shunt also. Then a negative comes off of the shunt and goes to our negative bus bar. Positive side of the battery goes into one of the 250 amp mega fuses, and then a cut-off switch. So if anything goes wrong with the entire system, we can just cut it off by there.
Well, I'm thinking we should cut the blue wire. Hey, wait! What?
And the whole system is dead. Then the positive comes from that into the positive bus bar. The starter battery, negative comes out of that and goes into the battery to battery charger, and then the negative carries on to the negative bus bar. The positive goes to a 100 amp fuse, then into the charger, then into another 100 amp fuse. Now I don't know why that is. Don't know. Someone tell me in the comments why you have a fuse either side of that. It'd be interesting to know. But every circuit diagram I've seen has it. Then that goes into the positive bus bar. We got our solar panel over there, which then goes into a breaker, and both positive and negative then go into the solar charge controller. The positive goes to a 50 amp breaker and then into the positive bus bar. The negative comes out of it and goes to the negative bus bar. Then we got our Renogy inverter. So we got our plug sockets on the end. I think that is around the wrong way there, but I've laid it like that so you can read it. Then the negative comes out of it and goes to the negative bus bar. I'm pretty sure that's around the wrong way as well, but so you can read it. Positive comes out of it, goes to a 250 amp mega fuse. We've also got an isolator there, so you can isolate that part of the system, whatever's plugged in or whatever, and then that goes to the positive bus bar. Now, according to the circuit diagrams I've looked at, either online or in books and stuff, there was a few different ways on how you could wire in the small fuse box. One I seen had it going into the solar charge controller, so that's how I've drawn it out first on my bird's eye view circuit diagram. But then there is also ones then that the fuse box went into the bus bars. So I'm probably going to do that way. So let me know how your van is wired up, which way is better, whether there's a right or wrong with either of them. I haven't got a clue. It makes more sense to me to have it going into the bus bars, same as everything else is going into the bus bars. I don't know why in that particular diagram it's going into the charge controller. Let me know, put it in the comments. So you've got your switches over there, and then obviously that'll go to appliances and stuff. Comes into the small fuse box. Then there's a 40 amp breaker, and then it goes into the solar charge controller. So what I will probably do is have it coming down there. Oh, I've gone to the wrong one now, haven't I? We'll do a loop-de-loop around it to that bus bar there. That's the negative, and we'll cross that off, and then the positive can come down there into the positive bus bar, and we'll cross that off like that. The fuse box will come down to both bus bars. So let me know in the comments whether you think that's better, or what I had previously drawn out is better, or whether there isn't a right or wrong. Tell me how you've got yours wired up. So once all that's in, I can figure out how to wire in all my 12 volt ancillary stuff, so like lights, fridges, heaters, everything like that. That'll all go into the fuse box, and yeah, I have to get all the wiring for them as well then. Just want to point out, who I thought the battery is by isn't who the battery is by. The battery is by these guys, Alpha Power Solutions, and the model is the Expedition Plus. So yeah, that's basically my wiring diagram, wiring system, how it's gonna, well, if it's right, that's how it's gonna be in the van. If anything's screaming alarm bells to you with how I set that out on the floor, please let me know in the comments so I can rectify it, whether there's anything I need to get or anything I need to change, just so I don't burn my camper van down. Yeah, like I said, I'm no expert in wiring, but I'm going to give it a go just so I can learn, and then we can do vans that are in the future with no problems then. Obviously, I need to wait until my bus bars turn up. Why they haven't turned up, I don't know. I think everything I ordered took between 2 to 3 days to turn up. The battery actually came in less than a day, so the heaviest thing as well, and the bus bars are taking over 2 weeks. Another thing that I forgot to actually put into the diagram, that it was in the van somewhere, after the inverter and in between the plug sockets, we need a consumer unit. Now, I haven't got a clue what these are about. Obviously, I know what they do, kind of. You got them in your houses and everything, but the RCBs and MCBs and all that, I didn't really know what specs I needed, so I tried my best to type in, I think it was off Amazon, Campervan specific ones, because if you type it in, it just brings up a ton of ones from like garages and workshops and sheds and stuff. So this one just had Campervan in its title, so I'm assuming that these RCBs and MCBs are correct for what I need. So I will show you now. If they're not, let me know. So there's the figures, and yeah, it all appears, it looks quite well made. I haven't opened it up yet or anything, but apparently it's already wired up inside, but yeah, I'm guessing you have to take these covers off and stuff to guide your wires in. So yeah, that was missing from my diagram. Obviously I also need to get wires. That's pretty important. Well, obviously because it won't work otherwise, but the gauge of the wires is important. Theoretically, if you spec'd it all out to the thickest possible wire, then that would be really safe, but it would weigh a ton and be really expensive. So you need to spec it down to the smallest but safest wire for each application, roundabouts, because if you have wires that are too small a gauge, then you risk them frying and then a fire will start. So that's important. So that's next on my to-do list, to work out all the wires for each part of the system and get that ordered. So yeah, hopefully it's all okay, and you will let me know if it's not. I followed it all from circuit diagrams I seen online and also from my van conversion Bible that I've got. Really helpful. I will put links for all the stuff that I've ordered in the description. If you click on it, they're affiliate links, and I get a couple of pence off them if you buy something from my link. If you've got any questions at all, pop them in the comments and I will answer them at the end of the next van video. So yeah, once my bus bars turn up and I've ordered my wiring, I will be cracking on in getting all this plumbed in, and that will probably be the next van video. So until then,